Good morning. Let's begin a new session with zest and zeal. The very first chapter from your reader book Honeydew is a very interesting story which gives you a glimpse of the battleground and the life of a soldier. Before we begin with the chapter, let me tell you in a nutshell about the author. The story, The Best Christmas Present in the World, is written by Michael Morpurgo. Michael Morpurgo was born on 5th October 1943 in England. He was an author, poet, playwright. His nationality is British. The notable works of Michael Morpurgo are Warhouse, Why the Whales Came, and Private Peaceful. The Best Christmas Present in the World is a story by Michael Morpurgo. In this story, the author Michael Morpurgo narrates an instance from his life. The author buys a roll-top table from a junk shop and to restore it, starts working on it on Christmas Eve. While repairing it, he finds a secret space in the last drawer. In that secret space was a small tin box. He finds a letter inside the tin box written by Jim Macpherson, a captain of the English army, to his wife Connie. So the characters of the story are the author himself, Jim Macpherson, and Connie. It was a narration of an incident that took place on the battlefield in 1914 on Christmas Day. On that day, the German and English soldiers were celebrating Christmas together, forgetting the rivalry between them and also that they were at war. They shared wine and food. Also, they played a football match and sang carols at night. The author took this letter to Mrs. Macpherson to the hospital, and she got the best Christmas present in the world. So this was a summary of the story. Now let's begin. Before you read, there are some dates or periods of time in the history of the world that are so significant that everyone knows and remembers them. The story you will read mentions one such date and event, a war between the British and the Germans in 1914. Can you guess which war was it? Okay, let me tell you, it was World War I. Besides this, many dates are given here. Do you know which events the dates below refer to? So, here are the list of important events. 4th July 1776, American Declaration of Independence. 17th December 1903, Wilbur and Oliver Wright made the first flight, remaining in the air for 12 seconds and covering 120 feet. 6th August 1945, Hiroshima Day. An atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima in Japan on this day. 30th January 1948 was the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. 12th April 1961, Yuri A. Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. 20 July 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to set foot on the moon. This story has been divided into 3 parts, and we shall cover this chapter in 3 videos. So let's begin with part 1. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport. Here I refers to the author himself, Michael Morpurgo. A roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition. The roll top in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, scotch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work on it on Christmas Eve. So here, junk shop means a shop selling miscellaneous, second-hand or old, out-of-use material. Okay, Bridport, it's a market town in Dorset, England. Dorset is a place where author lives. Roll-top desk, a writing desk with a flexible cover sliding in curved grooves. You can see here I have put the picture of a roll top here. This is roll top. These are the sliding top of the table. You can just roll it up and start writing on the flat surface provided. Clumsily mended, that is unprofessionally repaired, as if by someone unskillful. Spotted it means saw it or found it. Scotch marks, burn marks. Was going for means it was getting sold for, was selling for. Restore, here it means repair. So the story opens with a narrator present in a second-hand goods shop. He had been longing for a roll-top desk since a while, but could not get his hands on one because they were too expensive. Finally, he saw one at the junk shop in Bridport. The seller told him that it belonged to the days of early 19th century and it was made out of oak, a wood that is provided by oak tree, and it's quite expensive and durable. Old as it was in poor shape. The roll top was not in single piece. One of its legs was unskillfully repaired and it had marks on it, on one side of it, as if it were burnt down, that is burn marks, because of it being old and the condition in which it was in. It was available for a very cheap price. So the narrator wanted to get it so badly that he believed he could restore or repair it, though it was not that easy. Thus he bought it by paying the man in the shop and he took it home. He took it to his workroom, which was at the back side of his garage, and started working on it on the evening of Christmas. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. A veneer means it's a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on the furniture of cheap wood. So here this is the veneer. It is put for protecting the surface of it. Okay. So he started removing the roll top completely and he took out all the drawers. But it looked like water damage to me. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this desk. The last drawer was stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath. A secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Sellotaped on the top of it was a piece of lined note paper. You can see here I have shown the lined note paper sheet. Okay. And written on it in shaky handwriting, Jim's last letter, received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples, and it usually does. Scruple means feelings that makes you hesitate to do something wrong. Your inner conscious tells you that it is wrong, don't do it. That is scruples. Veneer, as I told you, is a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on furniture of cheap wood. Taken their toll on means damaged, stuck fast, that is something that is shut very tightly. Brute force means achieved through the application of a lot of force. Scruples, feeling that makes you hesitate to do something wrong. So the desk was in a very bad condition, and it appeared to him that water and fire had clearly done enough of damage. The fact that all the decorative wood or veneer was coming out made it more likely that it could be water damage. He removed the roll top entirely and started taking out the drawers. While all the drawers came out, the last one was stuck fast. He tried pulling it gently, but when it didn't work, he had to use extreme force to take it out. He punched the drawer with the side of his fist, only to find a space underneath it. When it opened, it was a secret drawer with a black tin-like box inside of it. Fixated on its top side, there was a letter on which it was written, Jim's last letter. Received January 25, 1915, to be buried with me when the time comes, in shaky handwriting. He knew in his heart that it was wrong for him to open the box, but curiosity somehow got the better of him, the way it generally does, and he opened it. The First World War, let me tell you, it started on July 28, 1914, and this letter was received on January 25, 1915, and the war ended on 11th November 1918. Okay. Now let's read further. Inside the box there was an envelope. The address read, Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top, December 26, 1914. So let's recall the dates. World War started on 20th July 1914. Okay. And the letter was written on December 26, 1914. And Connie received the letter almost 1 month after. That is, she received letter on January 25, 1915. And it was written that this was Jim's last letter. Okay, after that she did not had any communication with Jim Macpherson. So the author found an envelope inside the tin box when he opened it. There was address written on it. Okay, and the narrator took out the letter, unfolded it and began reading. It was written on December 26, 1914, as was mentioned on top of it with a pencil. So we'll continue the lesson in next video. Thank you.